You guys might have seen us here before we're official, but now we're really official.
Woo woo, I see it. We are live.
Right on. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this live. Go to this event or pay the rent. Let it ride or let it roll. We're here talking with you today about what it takes to really be an entrepreneur and taking risks in business. I want to share with you a story. We also want to talk to you about investing versus spending. My name is Vanessa Simpkins from takeyourpowerbacknow.com. Joining me is the amazing Courtney Hemphill, who runs our very successful sales team of 6-7 sales rock stars. And we do here in this amazing company, empowering women right around the world to overcome fear and thrive. We work with new coaches, we work with more experienced coaches, and we really teach them how to make sales, how to generate their first, how to create, market, and sell their first high-end coaching program with consistency with our 10K and 30-day blueprint. And if you're joining us here, Courtney, what did we do last month in sales with the sales team?
We did almost 270,000 in 1 month.
Boom. $270,000 in a month. I mean, that's something to say, right? So we obviously have, some of the pieces here to this online marketing game figured out. And I want to talk to you though about a time when I didn't have it all figured out. Right? Because I just came back from our Laguna Beach Soul Sister Mastermind, 3 days of fun in the sun. And Courtney, you were here in San Diego not too long ago when we had the sales team on a yacht. I mean, we know how to have a good time. I'm just going to put that down there. And we can afford to have a good time with our team, because we generate, results and sales. And we've been helping our clients do this now for 10 years. So I was at this event with our clients at the Soul Sister Mastermind, 3 days of fun in the sun, masterminding. We're having a good time. We're connecting. We're going for dinner, and we're doing some real work in between. I promise we're really working. But they had asked me a question, and every time I go back to Laguna Beach, I think of, gosh, when I first arrived here in California, I remember babysitting my friend's cat, okay, because it's really expensive to live in Laguna Beach. And I was babysitting my friend's cat, right? And I was moving around, and after the cat sitting thing stopped, I would go and rent an Airbnb with my dog, and then I would, go live in a hotel for a little bit. And then I really was trying to, find my footing, and I didn't have a lot of money. And I remember thinking, oh, wow, there's this great event in LA I want to go to, but I'm either going to pay my rent or I'm going to go to this event. And I was sharing this story with our clients, and they couldn't believe it. Right? They were like, are you serious? Did you really, did that really happen? And I'm like, yeah, damn right, it really happened. There was, talk about taking risks and letting it roll. And thank God I went to that event, and I continued to do that. I remember, I went to that event in LA. I went to one in San Diego. I met all the different people in the industry. I started really investing in myself. I mean, $10,000 chunks at a time, money I didn't have. And I really, that was called taking a calculated risk, because I thought to myself, if I go to that event, I have a chance of meeting clients. I have a chance of, networking, meeting some great people. And thankfully it all worked out. Look, the proof is here. We have, $250,000 a month business, guys. Thank God I freaking let it roll, let it ride, and went to the damn event. So we want to talk with you today about investing and looking at how your own money and your mindset about spending money, learning from people. Maybe a lot of you guys, watching today are new coaches, or you're thinking about starting a business and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is way too much money. This is not a safe risk. This is too risky. This is way too risky. I mean, if you ever have family members tell you. So we want to talk with you about that, right? And Courtney, I mean, you actually showed up in our company as a client first.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that like?
Did.
What was that jump between, oh my gosh, taking that risk and investing in yourself? Tell us a little bit about that and, how that's played out for you.
Well, my mindset has always been investing in yourself is the best investment you can make. And that isn't something I came up with on my own. If you listen to all the most financially successful people, Warren Buffett's of the world, and you really hear what they're teaching you and telling you, it's not what you're taught in school. And so his belief, Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, possibly the richest at this moment, he was all about investing in yourself. And so when I took that kind of point of view in life, that has been something that I've always done first. And when it came to investing in this particular program, I really took a risk because I had just resigned from my six-figure position. I could not physically, mentally do it anymore. And yes, it made me money. Yes, I was making money, but at the expense of my health, my mental status, my lifestyle. I was making huge sacrifices. And I knew that I could not do that anymore. And quite frankly, if I had have stayed status quo and kept running up and down the highway to that position, working myself to death, I probably would have been en route to a breakdown. So instead, I decided to invest in a proven system, think outside the box, reinvent myself. And in the very first 3 weeks, I had my initial investment back plus extra money. And my husband and I actually sat down after 4 months of following your program. So I did the 8-week boot camp. But after 4 months of consistently doing the work, I had $45,000 of income. And the year before, in my quote, six-figure business that I was working, a company I was working for as an employee, the $45,000 that I just made in 4 months following your system in the 10K and 30-day program, I actually took all year the year before to make $45,000 as a bonus. Boom. So yeah, it really puts things into perspective, and it really, for me, confirms understanding that the difference between successful people financially and unsuccessful people is that you think differently. You can't follow the status quo. You can't follow the herd. None of us ever question spending $100,000 on a university education to not even make $100K a year. I was just listening to a guy talk this morning about being a physical therapist in the States. He said the training is $150,000 and you're lucky your average income is $60K. And honestly, the people I've been talking to in that industry with doing what I do in my business, they aren't even making that. So, that's where we have to change the way we think.
I love this. I love this. And it really is a big shift because all the powers that be teach you from early on, you got to go to school, you got to get a good job, and what happens is a lot of these, even doctors, they leave medical school, lawyer school with $250,000 in debt. I remember this reminds me a story of my dad. My father was a famous artist. He's passed away 10 years ago. And every morning he had this ritual and he would go to the coffee shop to meet the other artists. And I mean, what a lifestyle, right? Sit around, drink coffee in the morning every day, chat with your buddies. And he would go there and come home and he'd say to us, you girls, I mean, I listen to all my friends and their kids are, spent $90,000, $100,000 on their university education and they're working at $11 an hour. And meanwhile, my sister and I back then in the day, we were bartenders. I was teaching English in Japan. My sister went out, left her bartending job to chase her dream and become an adventure tour guide in New Zealand. He says, my girls are living like freaking rock stars. This is what he used to call them. My girls are rock stars. We never went to university. Okay. But here's the deal. I very much did have that early influence of an entrepreneur as a parent. Okay. My father was a famous artist, folks. He spent his time looking at clouds and painting fields and flowers and reflections in the water. And his main priority in life was chasing beauty, was chasing his passion, not money. Okay, I actually got started in this game called high ticket sales, selling my father's paintings because he was an artist. How many of us entrepreneurs have been in this boat where you're like, I don't know who's going to pay me all this money for my services? Who's going to pay me thousands of dollars for my paintings? My father would be like mortified, right? He was like the worst salesman. And I'd be like, hey, Dad, why don't you just sit there in the corner, be quiet, you know? And I was 23 years old, be like, okay, it's $25,000. And my dad would be there cringing, you know? And that's how I got started, because I got so upset that he wasn't owning the value of his paintings. So long story short, we really need to have a conversation. And do you need to have that conversation and that shift in your mind about looking at your future and investing in yourself? Because here's one thing that Courtney said that was really interesting. Was a few things. Number one, it's not like it was a convenient decision. And she got to that decision because driving down that road to work every day was going to lead to a breakdown. So a lot of entrepreneurs are like, we get to the end and we're like, I got to do something different. This is not working for me. And it's scary, guys. You think it was scary for me to go to that event instead of paying my damn rent? Yeah. Was it a risk? There's a quote that says to those who, you know, to those who take on a lot, or those who have a lot of responsibility also get a lot of rewards. You know, to much is given to those who take a lot of risks or who take a lot of responsibility, something like that. So here's what I can tell you after investing in myself now for the last decade, making a lot of mistakes. It's never a mistake to invest in yourself, because no matter what happens, nobody can ever take that training, that learning away from you. Nobody can ever go in your brain and suck back up all of that training, all of that becoming who you are, right? Yeah, that's what I want to share with you guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, you have to think differently to get different results. I think there's a saying out there too, that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting to get different results. And if you're not where you want to be, the thing that has to change is how you're thinking about it. That has to change. It's fundamental, or your situation will never change. And so, you know, you can invest in a property, you can invest in money. That is completely out of your control and out of your hands. Whether that ends up being successful or not really is not in your control. But when you invest in yourself,
let me show you what happens. Let's take a look here, okay? Because this is really relevant, okay? And what Courtney's saying, and a lot of people look at investments like, oh, what are you going to make 10% back maybe on your investment? I just bought a house. I just like threw $160,000 at a property, and I'm going to have to renovate the damn thing now. So I'm digesting, swallowing this, okay? Many ways to learn about it.
And that's dependent on market, right? Yeah. You're making all these investments, and it's a large investment, and it's going to be dependent on a lot of other things.
But here's the deal. Where else can you spend, let's say, $10,000 and turn that $10,000 into $120,000 in the next year? Nowhere. That doesn't happen in the stock market, but we help our clients do that every single day in our 10K and 30-day mastermind. And I know a lot of you tuning in are like, oh, we hear about this all the time, this mastermind. I want to show you. This is one of our recent clients who posted this just yesterday. She said, hey, yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Howdy, my soul sister tribe. Today begins my third week. I've either attended all the Q&A calls, listened to the replays. I have an observation. I've never been in a program that over-delivered like this program does. The content, but the structure of the calls, AKA the support, simply blows my mind. I feel like it's one big sleepover, and we're all chatting, learning, sharing, and staying up all night. Everyone gets heard when their hands go up. No one gets rushed. When I look at the clock, I'm like, wow. So my experience so far has been surpassed. Fist bump heart. I mean, this makes me so happy. I'm going to show you guys money results here in a minute. But what I really want to celebrate is that we're doing such a great job that we are blowing people, surpassing their experiences here in the program. And I'm just going to go right through here and show, hey, it's official. my client deposit down payment today. She's getting started next week. Woohoo, got my first high paying client in just 9 days. I'm speechless. Thank you so much for everything. Best decision I've ever made to join this program. Anyways, I have 2 more breakthrough calls today. I cross my fingers. I'm on a mission to make 10K in 30 days. How many coaches get started or they pay for a coaching certification, and what happens, right? They are left with a bunch of debt. They take another, they take, some other program, but there's no support to actually show them how to take that information and turn it into results. Some of them they never even get breakthrough calls. They don't even have anybody to talk to. I'm just going to keep showing you, maybe not pictures of me hiking, but we went to Sequoia National Park and we saw some really big trees. Here we go. Just booked another full pay client that's $5,000 in the last 2 weeks. Now I know for in our world, like I'm well aware that this is like a fart in a windstorm now. All right. On Friday, we had a $21,000 day. That's fucking amazing, right? $5,000 in 2 weeks. Mind blowing. Mind blowing. Somebody in a corporate job doesn't make that, guys. We help our clients do this every single day. So, and it's not about sitting there wishing for the My Little Ponies and unicorns to come and crap $100,000 in through the ceiling, or Santa Claus going to come down the chimney. It's called hustling. It's called getting to work. And we show you a very simple system to get in place in your business. You're going to have to work at it. But those who are willing to work, boom, just booked another high paying client. As soon as I got clear, my mindset got out of the way, bam, I booked 3 breakthrough calls, converted one of them to a $2,600 coaching clients using the sales script. Excuse me while I go celebrate my ass off. We like to use colorful language here. Thank you, Vanessa, for this program. It's kicked me out of my comfort zone, kicked my butt like no one tomorrow. It's also kicked me into high gear, take charge of myself, my business. I'm only just getting started. Best money I ever spent. Now listen to me really carefully. If you guys watching today, if you're watching the replay, if you're watching live, and you don't feel confident in your services, in your marketing, maybe you're not thinking, how in the hell am I going to charge $2,600 for what? What are people going to pay me for? I'm overwhelmed. If you guys don't have a strategy, do not wait. Book a call to speak with our team today and let us help you get this clear so you guys can celebrate some of these wins. Right? Start thinking of, okay, my business as an investment. You are investing in not just what you're going to learn in 8 weeks, but listen, you don't think our clients turn what they learn and then just rinse and repeat month after month? That's what a system does, right? So I want you guys to be feeling, I want you guys to have the confidence to create a program where your clients say, best money I ever spent. That's what I want for you guys. That's life-changing. So if you're not having the clarity or the confidence yet, whether you're lacking in your marketing or your sales skills, or maybe it's a mindset thing, we want to help you fix it. I want you to go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com and /10K ready and go ahead and apply for our 10K in 30-day program. Takeyourpowerbacknow.com /10K ready. And what happens when you go and apply on that link is a member of our team will get on the phone with you, take maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour to really listen into what you've been trying so far that is not working. And we may invite you to become part of the 10K and 30-day tribe. We don't take everybody because unfortunately not everybody is really willing to look at their business like, a 6- and 7-figure business earner. But the ones who are, the ones who decide I'm really going to do this, the ones who are really committed and make it happen, have the results that we're sharing with you here today. And I want to say hi to Lisa, and JJ says, hey, enjoying the challenge of the 10K in 30 days. Coaching is so satisfying to help others. Thank you. Hey, Brandy's here as well. Let us know if you're joining us. Let us know if you have any questions for us here today as well. And we always see a lot of our clients kind of sharing their results here. So thank you in advance for sharing your experience of the 10K and 30-day program. I know it helps when we see other people and you're like, oh my God, is this thing actually real? And what else do we want to say? Change your thinking to change your life. Absolutely.
Yeah, and back to spending versus investments. I just mentioned how traditionally we don't question investing in quote, quote, education for traditional positions. And you just blew it out of the park by sharing the type of investment that happens in the coaching world and then the type of results that can come from that. And so that return on investment is unparalleled. And that's why it's $1 billion industry. But I want to just bring up another thing. I'm one of those people that loves experiences, loves experiences. So I never think anything of spending $400 or $600 for an NBA basketball ticket, taking my kids, loving the experience. But in one weekend, our family could spend $2,500, $3,000 just going to a basketball game. Okay. Just one weekend. That is spending. That is money I will never get back. Now, is it a great experience? Yes. I loved it. No problem there. But that is money that I will never get back. That is spending. But when you invest, like you were saying, you know, whether you invest that 2,500, 7,500, 10 grand into an opportunity to grow yourself and lean into that and take that training and put it into action, you can get your money back in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You can keep doing that month after month after month. And like I've experienced at the end of the year for somebody just getting into the coaching game, you know, I'm going to make close to 200,000 this year, just getting into the coaching game. Imagine where I can be in 10 years like yourself. And on top of that, I have a lot of friends, being a professional myself, that own their own businesses, brick and mortar. They love them. They're passionate about it. It's their lane. But I hear them all the time talking about the $1 million investment or maybe the $500,000 investment to get where they are. For example, one of my good friends, acquaintances, she and her brother bought a franchise here locally. You know, that's an over $1 million investment. And she's not going to take home any more than I am this year. And I invested a very teensy tiny drop in the water in comparison. Yeah. So, when you talk about risk and when you talk about spending versus investment, really sit down with a pen and paper and really look at what that looks like. And that really puts it in perspective for you.
Well said. Lesley's here joining us and we have some questions. Lesley, thank you for sharing. She said, signing up for your 8-week mastermind was one of the best decisions I've ever made for my business. If you're starting out, this is exactly where to begin. So thank you for sharing that. And like Courtney is saying, you're spending money all the time. Christmas is coming around the corner. You know, how much money are you going to spend on the Christmas presents, on the kids, on the food, on this and that? But what if you invested that money into the proper systems? Right? And in just 8 short weeks, not only could you make your money back, but, you know, like Courtney said, you could make $200,000 next year. So I looked into different businesses. So to start a Starbucks coffee franchise, and everybody knows Starbucks, to get the best recipe for Starbucks costs you $300,000. That's just for the recipe. That's no rent. That's no coffee beans. That's no employees. That's just to buy the recipe. $300,000. To what? To maybe make a couple $100,000, depending on obviously where your location is. With our program, with the 10K and 30-day program, first of all, you don't have any rent. Okay. We help you get started with us. If you want to do free marketing, you can do free marketing. But we also help you start a $5 a day Facebook ad. Why do we do that? Because we want you to be able to attract people all over the world. Plus, all you really need is an iPhone, okay, nothing fancy, and a computer or the internet. And you know what? If you don't have your own computer, could you still do this business? Can I share with you a story? Okay. But the end of that one is that coaching is a booming business. There's a lot of profit to be made, and you don't have an excuse not to be doing this, not to be making a ton of profit. People need your help. They need your services more than ever. And there's a very low overhead to get started. All right. when I first got started in this industry, I did go bankrupt. Okay, my first book is called From Bankrupt to Making $900 a Day Selling Mops. This is a true story. It's not a glamorous one, but it's a true story. And I lived in what my boyfriend and I at the time called the Bronx, which was this tiny 1-bedroom apartment. It was moldy. I went bankrupt. I went bankrupt because I didn't understand how to be an entrepreneur. All right. I was in a job my whole life, and people, you punch in, you punch out, they tell you what to do. And now I got to market and sell myself. Like I didn't understand that being busy on my computer all day wasn't generating money to pay my bills with, right? I was just being busy. I was kind of in like resistance and like overwhelm and denial, right? I was like debt going up and went bankrupt. And then I lived in this Bronx 1-bedroom apartment with my boyfriend at the time. And we didn't even have the internet. Okay, I was making $300 a week as a massage therapist, and I had to drive an hour in to do this massage therapy. So I would go in the morning to the library. And the library across the street would give me 1 hour of free internet, and I would go in there and I would research stuff and online business. Then I would drive into town for an hour to go to my massage business, but I would go to the other library because I had another library card. Okay. I just moved, and I'd spend another hour investigating. Okay. And then I'd go to work. Now that's the kind of resourcefulness, determination, commitment that you're going to need if you want to change your life. Okay. Because I'll tell you right now, for a lot of people, change is not convenient. Yep. But I promise you, if you keep investing in yourself, nobody will ever be able to take that away from you, and you will win. I didn't say you wouldn't fail, because failure is not failure. Failure is learning. But if you keep at it, I promise you'll win. And we have our 10K in 30-day program because we want you to make as little failures as possible. We want you to, use our recipe because it works. And in 8 short weeks, not 8 years, not even 8 months, can you get this thing going. So we've got a few questions. JJ says, best money in my business so far, chased around with all kinds of money sucking programs that didn't get results. Thank you for being honest. Now this feels very different, very simple step-by-step instructions, challenging, but puts it all together for me. I'm likely going to do a year-long mastermind. Woohoo! Can't wait to see you in there, JJ. I'm not made of money, but the value. Yeah, our program is different because we give you a lot of support, right? Mindset mentors are working with you, copywriters, we help you with video. We have a Facebook ad specialist working with you. Paula says, I followed this for months. I'm really interested. How much does it cost? Paula, the best thing for you to do is to go ahead and apply. And if they feel that you're somebody that they can help, we will definitely invite you in and tell you all about the different payment options and investment options. And the website again to apply, it's free. Go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready. That's your next step right there. Take your power now, 10K ready. So I'll just pop that in the link for you guys. Brandy says, do you have many Reiki healers? Yeah, a lot of coaches and a lot of spiritual leaders, spiritual healers that are tired of giving away their coaching for free. We show you how to create your high-end program, something that you can deliver via Skype or on the phone or via Zoom or different online programs. A lot of our clients have actually been healers that have physical hands-on businesses, and they move it online because they want to travel. Missy also has a question about, do you recommend that I keep my job when I start this? I think you should. We've had a lot of our clients quit their jobs, and we've had big celebrations about that. But I would like you to not be in any kind of desperate place. I want you to keep your job and work on your business part-time. Let your part-time income match your full-time income, and then let it go. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great.
And your program is designed for people that work full-time. Mm-hmm. It's designed for them to be able to do this on the side until it gets built up. It's not a full-time focus and concentration. It's a boot camp. It's an immersion. So I love that you've designed it that way, Vanessa, because you're really right. You want them to feel not that they're coming from a place of scarcity. And then when the time's right, of course, they have created their exit strategy for if they decide not to do that job anymore. I think that's fabulous.
And Chelsea also said, this is very real. Hold on a second. The comments are coming in so fast here. I try and go and click on it and then it starts a video. But thank you, everyone. There's so many people here chiming in who have taken the program. So I want to thank you guys. I promise we don't pay people to do that. They're just volunteering out of the goodness of their heart. But thank you for all of your comments. Chelsea also said, hold on a second, I'm trying to scroll down and see it again. Go for it. I don't think you'll regret it. To the degree you apply yourself, you'll succeed. So JJ is saying this. And just like Courtney says, you can, if you want to show up and do all of the 8 hours of live support that we have for you every week, you're welcome to it. If you can only make one of the calls, great. If you can just watch a bit of the replay, wonderful. It's available for you because I feel that, the more you show up, the more shows up for you. And it's really up to you how much time you want to spend and dedicate to your business. We have a lot of moms that take our programs. That's probably one of the biggest wins and the biggest celebrations for me. Yes, we help you make more money. Yes, we help you change your wealth set point. Yes, we help you own your value. Yes, we help you market and sell yourself. Yes, you're going to leave the program with a ton of confidence. But the big win for me is when moms, are able to create a new way of living for their kids. They take them on vacation, or they buy a new house, or they buy a new car, or they take their kids on, like, it sounds silly, but like a Disney vacation, when they get to show up and share with their kids, like, hey man, this is what life's really about. That for me is like, that's it. That's my payday. Really, it's the results that we get for our clients, because at this stage in the game, I don't really have to work anymore, but you see me on these videos all the time, and even my clients, we had the Soul Sister Mastermind over the weekend, and they're like, tell us about your week, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, this and this, and they're like, there's a lot of like open space in your calendar. And I said, yeah, but I work a lot too. And they're like, yeah, you do the live Q&A still, like you still talk with your clients? Like, yeah, because I really like it. That's really my favorite part. Lesley says, I'm still going back and rewatching the trainings. JJ says, great mindset stuff too. Yep. So we encourage you guys to get help. We encourage you, no matter where you're at in your business, if you're stuck on the mindset piece, if you're stuck on the creating, I don't know what to call my program piece, if you're stuck on the overwhelm at how to start marketing, what do I do first? Do I get a website first? Do I do the Facebook group thing first? Do I go to networking events? Do I host workshops? We'll show you piece by piece really how to get started in 8 weeks, and not just started, but making sales. That's our goal. And again, you can find out all about the program. We'll put a link here below. You can go and read through the website about the 10K in 30 Day program.com. And that'll just give you kind of a week by week rundown on what's covered. And again, if you want to join our program, what you need to do is apply, because we don't take everybody. And again, this program wouldn't be effective if we had 5,000 people in it. It just wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to connect with you guys personally. So we take a small number of people so that we can, create a really high touch point level. And like Courtney said, it's a boot camp. It's a hands-on. How many people would you say are in the inside? Like, how many people are supporting the women on there? I know you do the call for sale.
Yeah. So in our private Facebook group, they have essentially probably 10 to 12 touch points at all times, along with the fact that it is a mentorship and an enrollment. So what that means is that when you join, you have the opportunity to be masterminding with people that are in their 8th week, for example. And so it really creates this big sister club where you learn faster and more effectively and more efficiently, because you have somebody ahead of you already breaking the barriers, already proving the sauce. So it really helps you up level. And what we're noticing is people are getting faster and more results all the time because of these belief barriers being broken, and by having people just ahead of you. And then you can have somebody brand new come in, who might be just a little hungrier or learn a little faster, and then they're sharing with us their results. And next thing you know, that person in the 8th week that may have, needed a little more learning, a little more support, are going, oh my gosh, I can do it too. So it's absolutely amazing, just the mentorship alone from the members, let alone the experts, the 7-figure experts that you're employing to help them.
Yes. I think that's what our clients love the most. What I shared in the beginning about this feels like a big sleepover where everyone's sharing and staying up all night. And it really is the friends that you meet. We've had to make a graduate group for our clients because they want to stay together. I think there's so much power in women connecting. All right. I every time I do this Soul Sister Mastermind, we had 6 of our high-end clients come for a weekend, fun in the sun. I take them to a 5-star hotel. It is ritzy, to be in the vibration of wealth. Most of all, we have a good time. And I'm always amazed that these are women from all different walks of life. Some of them flew in from Kansas, Ohio, like some of them, we had one woman one year from Australia fly in for these events. And I'm always amazed that they all get along. Everyone gets along because it's a container of not competition, but collaboration.
Mm-hmm. Key.
And it's missing in the marketplace. When women start being catty and competing with each other and this and that, it's so ugly. Mm-hmm. There's none of that, in our program. And the people that you meet, I guarantee that's why we call it the Soul Sister Tribe. You're going to feel like, you are going to make friends for life. And mm-hmm. I'm always amazed at the magic that happens when women get together. And so I'm really proud. I'm going to share that testimonial again. I'm really proud of this because, of being able to create this space. And what I love about our mastermind is that, somebody joins and they see another woman who's been there for 3 weeks, who's now having sales calls, and wow, she's like, well, I'm going to strap my tits on and get to work. Like, whoo, I'm fire. I'm going to follow this system. And the people who are in like week 5 are listening to the new people come on with all of their kind of gremlins and fears. And they're like, wow, I remember being like that 5 weeks ago. Like it's so, I don't know. It's very juicy, very interesting on so many levels, and very powerful. A mastermind is, you're not just going to get to work with me and Courtney and Nazim and all of our mindset mentors and Lesley, but you're also going to get a whole slew of new soul sisters, of new friends. And I'll tell you what, I mean, that to me is worth the investment alone.
I agree. The personal development, because as entrepreneurs, obviously it's a very lonely journey to the top. Entrepreneur means it's probably in the Webster's dictionary that entrepreneur actually means swimming upstream without a paddle, all by yourself. And, in order to get where you want to go, you have to really surround yourself with other achievers, other people going in that same direction, because proximity is power. Really following those proven systems with people with the right attitudes. I think there's a quote out there that you're an average of the 5 people you hang out with, right? And that's a financial quote. So think about it, having the opportunity to be around all these other high-powered women who are moving in the direction you want to be, or who are already there.
And this just might sound like, oh yeah, I've heard that before. But when you actually sit down to do the work, and you're at your computer by yourself on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday morning, and you're overwhelmed, and you watch the video, some YouTube video, or you're like, oh, what a great concept in a book, and you open the computer and you're like stuck, right? You start to understand the real impact and importance of what Courtney just said. Right, where you imagine you can just drop a little message in a Facebook group, and within 5 minutes you got 20 people answering you, a whole team of experts there giving you the clarity. I mean, that's why you're seeing testimonials like this. The content, but the structure of the calls, the support simply blows my mind. I feel like it's one big sleepover, and we're all chatting, learning, sharing, staying up all night. Everyone gets heard. Selena actually said, it's true. I'm midway through. Vanessa and her team are awesome. I have my mindset call today. I'm super stoked. The ladies and Nazim, of course, are all the bomb. Truth be told, I only opened my Facebook account a month and a half before joining this group. Wow. I swear I was the only one on the planet that was on Facebook and decided to bring my coaching business online. This is a true story here, okay? This is great because a lot of people think, oh, I have to be like a big expert. You know, I have to have a website. I have to have a big email list. No, you don't. She wasn't even on Facebook. And decided to bring my coaching business online. Okay, so a lot of people have coaching businesses, but they're doing it brick and mortar style. They're maybe meeting people face to face. And she said, not only has this group produced a high paying client, woohoo, right on, Selena, for me already, 300 people, group members, awesome, and followers. They're my direct target population. It's giving me the tools, mindset, and marketing to propel my coaching into a six-figure business. Boom, the cool emoji. We got an arm over here and a fist bump. Right on, Selena. I love it. Thank you for sharing, guys. So we want to celebrate the same results for you guys. You know, what's possible. In 8 weeks, guys, we're tuning out 2018. If you're watching this video or you're watching the replay and you're like, man, you know, we're starting a whole new year. How do you want to be, you know, tuning in and ringing in 2019, right? Sitting around banging your head against the wall or celebrating sales, clarity, confidence like our clients. That's what we want to help you guys with. And again, scroll through some of the comments here on this video, apply. That's how to get started. It's a free call. When you apply, we'll ask you some questions so that our team can get really prepared to find out, you know, what's your history been? What do you try? Where are you in this trajectory? Do you have an email list? Not. Do you have no website? Do you, have you started videos yet? Have you tried paid advertising or not? Where are you struggling? Where's the bottleneck in your business? And then if it makes sense to work with us, our team will absolutely, invite you into the program. We'll talk to you about, the different investment levels. And if it's not a good fit, then they're going to give you some great tools and some great next steps to prepare you. So no matter what, you're going to get a ton of value. I know because our team is filled with beautiful, loving, caring rock stars that I have personally trained. I've handpicked and trained. We spend a lot of time with them. Courtney spends a lot of time with them as well. And they are just amazing rock stars that, it's really amazing to have a team here, from can I pay the freaking rent or do I go to this event, to having $250,000 a month business with 22 amazing women and men, that are all here supporting, empowering women around the world. It has been an absolute blessing. And I would love nothing more than for everybody who wants this to really have it. So with that being said, I love you guys. Click on the link, apply, come and join us on the inside. Thank you, Courtney.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank everyone here for tuning in. I love you guys. Post any comments or questions that you have. We check and kind of the replays and check around Facebook, and we'll see you guys on the inside. Bye, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you.